Hey, hi there. Now, so far we have understood that GMAT score is not everything and profile is very, very important. Applying to any B school in the world, what's most important is this very simple formula which I want you to remember anytime you apply to any B school. And what is this simple formula that I've been talking to you about? Is that your profile should match the class profile of this college. That means LHS and RHS should be completely equal. Now, what do I mean by class profile? What is this profile that I've been discussing? Let us understand. And why it becomes very, very school specific. I have got a very, very interesting story and an interesting case study to discuss with each and every one of you. Alright, now I will start with one of my favorite case studies. Okay, now you have got two profiles here, right? Profile 1 and profile 2. You can go ahead and you can have a look, right? Someone coming from one of the tier 1 colleges, CS, other coming from CS, one of the tier 2 BE schools, CGPA 8, CGPA 7, GMAT score respectively of 650 and 700, experience of 13 months, against 13 months here, and role of an analyst, and again applied to the MIM programs. Again, as I told you, something that is very, very famous between the 0 to 2 years of work experience. That too applied London Business School, IE Paris, HEC Paris, IE Madrid, right? Schema Business School, Grenoble and Audencia, right? In short, two really good profile, two really good GMAT scores, having some work experience, applying to a certain set of programs. Now, what do you think? Who would have got selected or who would have been much more successful or got an interview from all the three colleges? Again, as I told you, right, I always ask this question and I know where exactly you are inclined to. Right, before I go ahead for this, let me tell you, what do B schools look into your profile? See guys, if a school X wants something, definitely the school Y doesn't want that. Every B school has its own DNA and that DNA is very, very important. When I talk about DNA, what do I mean? Is that this is kind of class profile they want. This is the kind of work experience they would want. This is kind of extracurricular activities they would want, right? Each and everything is something that is unique for every B school you apply to, and that's why it is said that every B school has its DNA. Now, can you change the DNA? Definitely not, isn't it? Can you change what the school is expecting from you? Definitely not. But can you change whatever your profile is in there? Definitely yes. And that is why building a profile in line with what the college wants or the B school wants becomes very, very important. Okay, so let us go back to the case study that we discussed. Remember profile 1, tier 1 college, coming from one of the most celebrated branches, computer science, 8 CGPA, working as analyst in one of the big 4 organizations, 13 months of experience, applied for the MIM program, a 700 good GMAT score as well. Whereas the profile 2, what is the great part? Profile 2 is not very, very great profile or having very great GMAT score on paper, coming from the tier 2 colleges. Again, CS branch, tier 2 engineering college, GMAT score of a 650, 13 months of experience, right? But what was the very, very interesting thing which this person did was attended a management conference and management certification course from IIM Bangalore, right? Applied to the MIM program with a very, very normal score of 650. Now again, you would have guessed what would have happened, right? Profile 1 and profile 2, definitely profile 2 was more successful. Why? Although profile 1 is very excellent, okay, he could have got the interview calls from all the colleges, but the problem is that profile 1 did not spend enough time on building the right kind of profile building activities or building a profile in terms of what the school wants. Whereas second profile, profile 2, much weaker when you compare, right? Especially GMAT score of 650 and 700. There's definitely a big difference, right? But why exactly got the interview call from all the 3 schools? Because this person applied to the right set of schools. And understand guys, I always tell this to all the GMAT and MBA aspirants that I talk to, that it's not about which all colleges or schools you can go and apply. It's all about what are the colleges which are looking for a profile like you. And that is where applying to the right set of college with the right set of profile building done becomes very, very important. Now, what profile 2 did differently was that this person did an online management and as well as an offline presentation and conferences and that coming from one of the biggest B schools in the country, IIM Bangalore, right? Attended management conferences, presenting paper and completing management certifications, both online and offline from a prestigious college like IIM, definitely added up the right value. And also these colleges prefer people with the right academic bent, exactly build the profile in terms of the college where this person wanted to apply. And that's the reason, even though not even having a very great GMAT score or not even coming from a right tier 1 B school or tier 1 grad school, this guy was able to go ahead and get into the right college. So guys, it's very, very important to understand the B school's DNA and understand what that particular school wants, right? So let us understand how do you select the right B schools.